Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at a news story regarding TikTok. Now this, in my opinion, is a pretty moronic news story, but realistically, almost any time that we talk about TikTok directly, it's just the most idiotic, mind-numbing drivel anyway. But of course, you know, this is another one of those situations where there's these online viral quote-unquote challenges. Now, this term and what really kind of encapsulates an online challenge, I think has significantly shifted over the years, because I remember when I was a kid in the 2000s and whatnot, we had internet challenges, but it was stuff like, you know, the cinnamon challenge or the ice bucket challenge in the 2010s and stuff like that. Now apparently every social media challenge you hear about in the news is basically, you know, kids huffing paint or riding bicycles without helmets on the interstate, or attempting space travel in their backyard with fertilizer and fuel, you know, just like really moronic, idiotic stuff that really doesn't even constitute as a challenge. It's more of like a suicide attempt. Well, unfortunately in this news story, it all is revolving around 4 teenagers, I believe all of them being from the UK, who all passed away doing what is known as the Blackout challenge, okay? So yeah, I'm assuming you already have some thoughts going through your head when it comes to this Blackout challenge, and yeah, it's just as fucking stupid and idiotic as you think it is. Trust me when I say that. So before we get any further in the video, I just want to go ahead and remind you, if you're brand new around here on the channel, make sure you hit the like button down below. Also subscribe so you never miss any of my new uploads. Trying to get back into the regular upload schedule, so make sure you're sticking along for the ride. With that being said though, let's go ahead and get into this video. TikTok has been sued by the parents of 4 teenagers who allegedly died while attempting the viral Blackout challenge. Since its launch in 2016, TikTok has been the home for thousands of viral trends and other videos from people around the world. One trend is called the Blackout challenge and dares users to see how long they can hold their breath before ultimately passing out. Although it's gained popularity on TikTok, the trend predates the app by quite a few years, as studies show 82 children died doing the dare between 1995 and 2007. On Friday, February 7th, BBC reported that TikTok is facing a lawsuit from the parents of 4 British teens who claim their children died while attempting the Blackout challenge. So I just want to go ahead and say, to preface this, I have never heard of this shit before. I haven't heard of it on TikTok. I didn't hear about it as a kid. I've never heard about this shit once in my life. I'm actually curious about that. For those of you who are watching this and you're also confused, let me know down below. Have you heard of this Blackout challenge before? And if so, did you hear about it on TikTok, or is this like some shit you and your friends were doing in your neighborhood? I don't know. Like I said, I don't think I've ever heard of anything like this, but you never know at this point, bro. According to the publication, the lawsuit claims Isaac Kinnavan, Archie Battersby, Julian Jules Sweeney, and Maya Walsh died back in 2022 while doing the viral challenge. The wrongful death lawsuit was filed by the Social Media Victims Law Center in Seattle, Washington, through the Superior Court of the state of Delaware on behalf of the 4 teenagers' parents. It claims the deaths were, quote, the foreseeable result of ByteDance's engineered addiction by design and programming decisions, and that those decisions were, quote, aimed at pushing children into maximizing their engagement with TikTok by any means necessary. So, couple of interesting things to point out here, right? First and foremost, all 4 of the teenagers that died doing this, that are represented in this lawsuit, all hail from Great Britain. You know, they come from England. But this lawsuit is being filed through the Superior Court in Delaware from a Washington-based company. So not only is this a law firm taking like an international frivolous case, but it's somehow being filed in the United States for people who don't even live on this fucking continent. How does that even work? You know what I mean? How is that even like something that you can fucking do? How can British people just be like, I want to file a lawsuit in America against a Chinese company, by the way, a Chinese app, and just try and get back at them for all this. So something about that doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Maybe it's just some sort of like legal thing I don't understand. I'm not a lawyer, I'm just a father to 5 children, so maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just been lost in the sauce somewhere legally for me, but that really doesn't seem to make sense. But apparently the death is to be blamed on basically TikTok's algorithm promoting harmful content and quote unquote forcing children to maximize their engagement with the app. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say this, man. I get that TikTok and other social media algorithms are designed to push like, you know, viral content or whatever to your kids, but there is no amount of like social media pressure or whatever from an algorithm that is going to make your kid dumb enough to fucking kill themselves doing a social media challenge, okay? That's just not reality. And I understand that like when kids pass away with stuff like this, it is tragic. I'm not here to like insult these kids because in reality, it's their parents who failed them here. But the idea that we're gonna blame a phone app for 4 kids basically killing themselves in a stupid fucking internet challenge they voluntarily took part in is just, it's stupid. We're blaming an inanimate object, pixels on a screen, essentially, for this happening, when obviously what happened was the kids didn't somehow think of the ramifications of what could happen. They were careless, they were frankly stupid, and they did something that got them killed. And unfortunately now, 4 families are without their kids here, right? So I had to figure out like what this Blackout challenge is because it doesn't really tell you too much about it or like what's going on here. And I think that it actually reinforces my point extremely well. So the Blackout challenge isn't like what I do on the weekend, get boozed up until I pass out, and you know, it's nothing like that. So basically this challenge, if you can even call it that, is everybody, I guess, holds their breath for as long as they can until they pass the fuck out to see, I guess, how long they can hold their breath, you know, like, hey bro, I can do mine for 37 seconds. No man, I can do mine for 44, you know, and they're sitting there fucking going breath for breath, I guess. Yeah, I don't get it, man. So apparently these kids decided to literally hold their breath for so long that they went unconscious and fucking died, okay? And somehow in the midst of all this, where this like sad story happens, people thought, fuck it, let's call up America and have them sue TikTok for us because their algorithm killed my baby, okay? Now, this is, in my opinion, a massive problem in society at large, right? We have a new generation of parents. They don't want to be responsible for their children. They don't want to like actually look at what their kids do online. They don't want to put in the time, the effort to actually be a parent, okay? And so they let, you know, phones, tablets, video games, whatever it may be, do all of the heavy lifting for their child. And these kids are raised pretty much constantly on social media. And so basically from birth, their brains are one-shotted by screens and slop and algorithms and shit like that. And then when the negative repercussions of not parenting your child whatsoever and monitoring them unfortunately grows the fruit, then all of a sudden the parents go, oh, well, woe is me. Look what happened to me. We're victims. Now, like I said, I sympathize with the fact that they lost their children because that is obviously a tremendous tragedy to go through as a parent. But if I'm going to be as bluntly, brutally honest as I can, if your child is stupid enough to participate in a challenge where they literally hold their breath until they fucking die, something was going to come along anyway and do that to your kid. I mean, that is like Patrick Star levels of fucking stupid. Let's be so serious and real here. That is like doing an internet challenge where it's like, all right, guys, anorexia challenge. Today, we're not going to eat for the next 3 months and we're going to see what happens to our body. All water consumption? Fuck that. We're thirst fasting here, fellas. We're thirst maxing. It's the thirst max challenge. You go into the Sahara Desert for 5 weeks and you see how long you can go without touching your trusty canteen of water. Matter of fact, while we're at it, why don't we go ahead and invent another new challenge I was thinking of earlier called the Bowl of Nails and Cyanide Challenge, where you eat a bowl of nails and cyanide and you see how long you can go without throwing up your insides. See how fucking stupid that sounds? Because it is fucking stupid. And it's just as stupid as doing a challenge where you hold your breath until you literally fucking die. Now, obviously, I know there's going to be someone, Optimus. There's no way they thought they were going to die from this. Unfortunately, most human beings don't need to be constantly reminded of the fact that if you stop breathing for a long enough period of time, you will fucking die. Either that, or you're gonna basically nitrous oxide your brain by depriving it of oxygen that it needs to work. I mean, it's kind of just like 2 + 2 levels of intelligence here, right? It's like basic primal human animalistic instincts where it's like your brain subconsciously knows that you have to breathe. That's why in your sleep, you still breathe. When your nose is clogged, you automatically start breathing through your mouth. It's actual human instinct to just fucking breathe air. And so they had to actively deprive themselves of oxygen to even reach this point in the first place. Now, like I said, I get it. You know, a lot of kids, they see impressionable shit online or whatever because their parents don't care. They don't watch over them, see what they're doing. But ultimately, you can't blame their cell phone for your child literally suffocating themselves to death, basically. I mean, they may as well literally have used a pillow at this point to suffocate themselves. That's how fucking stupid this entire thing was. So we're at the point now where, like I said, personal responsibility and like parental accountability, they've been out of the window probably for 15, 20 years in the world that we're in today. People don't give a fuck to actually monitor what people in their household are doing and like, you know, make sure, oh, hey, is little Timmy acting a little out of routine? What is he watching online? I mean, it's gotten to the point where people try and act like you can't check this shit or monitor it, as if there's not millions of parental tools on every website, on every device, right? You can literally block certain shit from your router/modem at the house so they can't access it on the internet. You know, like, there's so many different ways you can prevent your kids from seeing stupid shit online. Like I said, I've never even heard of this Blackout challenge. I use TikTok. I may have covered it in a video like forever ago, but like I said, I mean, I've made like over 2,000 videos on this channel, so this is just some like afterthought shit. I've never seen it like on my app or anything. It's just weird how it's being referred to like it's just some viral thing that everybody's doing. And apparently it's old enough to predate these apps. Once again, that speaks volumes in my favor again in this case, right? You're blaming the app for killing your child doing all of this or whatever, but kids have been dumb enough to do this challenge for decades, apparently. And as a result, dozens of children have died doing it. So is it really the phone app, or is it just stupid parents basically raising their kids with no common sense and with no drive to follow even basic instincts, and as a result, their children are fucking dying in the dumbest ways imaginable? I mean, let's be serious here. I mean, I know I sound probably a little harsh in this video, but that's just the reality in these instances. I mean, we gotta stop bubble wrapping and coddling these parents who they fail at their job, the most important job in their life. And then instead of, you know, looking in the mirror and taking any accountability, they point the finger at everybody and everything else. That shit has to stop. And I'm sorry, it's not gonna stop until we just start speaking the truth about stuff like this. If your kid is going to participate in something like this, then it should only be a reasonable expectation that they could die or harm themselves doing it. And if, you know, you're just gonna let them do whatever all fucking day, you don't seem to care until it's time to file a lawsuit in a different continent, you know? Sorry, but I mean, that's speaking volumes about you. So anyway, I saw this and I was like, there's just no fucking way. Unfortunately, there is a way. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, not doing the Blackout challenge, and signing out.